Hey guys, my name is Kenny, and these are my Minimalist Essentials for 2020. These are things that I do not use every day, but they are definitely things that I cannot live without. I also made a video on my everyday carry if you want to check it out. I want you guys to remember that minimalism is not about using or owning less things. It's about owning and using the things that you love and that push you forward. And that could be in your career or just life in general. And for me, these are all items that I love to use and that push me forward as a creator. These first few items are things that I believe anybody can benefit from. And I'm going to start with headphones. I know most people use earbuds or AirPods, but I believe everybody should have a good pair of over-ear headphones. AirPods are fine for day-to-day, but these are the ones that you need to travel with. The headphones I use are the Bose QC35. In terms of traveling, these are probably the most comfortable headphones you can buy. And they have some of the best noise cancellation of any headphones. The sound quality is really good compared to other headphones in this price range, and they're a lot better compared to AirPods. For me, when I listen to music, I need to be able to hear every detail in the song. And with AirPods, you don't get anywhere near the full experience. But with these, I can put this on, block out everything around me, and just listen to my music. If you've never tried a really good pair of headphones, you really need to. When you listen to some of your favorite songs, it'll feel like you're listening to them for the first time. I'm going to list a few headphones in the description down below. But yeah, major essential. My next essential is my laptop, which I have sitting over here. I just upgraded to the brand new MacBook Pro 16-inch. I bought the base model and that's all I really need. I mainly use it for photo and video editing, including these YouTube videos. I used to use the 2015 13-inch MacBook Pro, but I needed something that was a little faster and something that had more space. If you didn't know, the 2016, 2017, and 2018 MacBooks all had a problem with the keyboard. Apple designed a different keyboard that eventually failed over time, so I was waiting for the day that they fixed that and put a different keyboard in it. And this new MacBook 16-inch fixes that problem. The reason I use a Mac is because of Final Cut Pro, so I can edit all my videos. I used to have a Windows, but once I switched to Mac and started using Final Cut Pro, it was so much faster. If you're also making YouTube videos or you're thinking about it, you should definitely check out Final Cut Pro. This next item is actually something I just got recently, and it's a mouse. But it's not your typical mouse. This is a mouse designed for speeding up your workflow. This can be used for editing videos, editing photos, coding, pretty much anything. I mainly needed this horizontal scroll wheel to move across the timeline when I'm editing videos. What's cool about this is that these buttons can be designed to do whatever function you want it to. When I'm editing videos, these buttons help me zoom in and out of my timeline. This button here helps me move from window to window without touching the keyboard. This is an absolute essential for me, and I feel like it would be for you guys too, especially if you're constantly on the computer. This mouse is expensive at $100, but it's definitely an essential that I need. If you want a cheaper alternative, I found this on Amazon, which is very similar. The problem is not all these buttons work for Mac, but what does work is this horizontal scroll wheel, which is what I needed. But these forward and back buttons do not work on Mac at all, which is why I decided to switch to this one. I'm going to list both of these below so you can check them out. These next essentials are more for filmmakers and photographers, and I'm going to start with the camera that I'm shooting on right now, which is the Sony a7R II. This is the camera that I always take when I travel somewhere. I always like making travel videos for the places I visit, and this is the camera that I always use. This camera came out back in 2015, so it's about 5 years old. In the photography world, 5 years is a lot of time. There are plenty of newer and better cameras that came out in the last 2 or 3 years, but this camera is all I really need. If you want to know about the lens, I'm using the Tamron 28-75 f2.8. Sony lenses can get really expensive, which is why I chose this one to use instead. I got it for under $1,000 and it's a great lens, especially for YouTube videos like this. My next essential are hard drives. I shoot a lot of photo and video when I travel, so I need a place to store all of it. If you also shoot photo or video, you probably already have something like this. But if you're someone who doesn't and your computer's running out of space, you should get one of these. This is a 1TB hard drive that I got for about $60. You can get them now for around $50. And this is a 4TB hard drive that you can get for around $120. But as time goes on, these will get cheaper. These are great because they're cheap, but they do tend to fail after a few years, which is why I plan on switching to solid state drives pretty soon. but those can get really expensive. Another essential for me is this Ronin-S gimbal. Like I said, I like to make videos when I travel to places, and this is something I definitely need to get the shots that I want. Just 3 or 4 years ago, you could not get a gimbal this size. All of them were too big and too expensive. But as time goes on, they're getting more affordable and they're getting a lot smaller. This gimbal is almost 2 years old, which is why I'm in the middle of selling it. I plan on getting one of the newer gimbals that just came out. Some of them are even smaller than this one, which would be great for traveling. And my last essentials are basically just accessories for my equipment. And that includes batteries for my camera and cables to charge everything. But my most important accessory would have to be my USB-C hub. This is the only way I can connect all my hard drives and also connect my SD card slot to transfer photos and video. This thing is so important that if I forget it, I can't get any work done. Whenever I do travel, I take all of the things that I listed with me. And the backpack that I use to carry it all is this backpack right here. This is the Low Pro Tactic 450 AW version 1. And it is a really good backpack. And one that looks good too. I actually made a video on that backpack on my other channel if you want to check that out. And those are my minimalist essentials for 2020. Like this video if I helped you out, and subscribe for more videos just like this.